Do you see where all the other DM stuff ended up, Tyler? On the other side of the board?
Yep.
We just want the trash to join it over on the corner there.
Okay.
I'm not sure why it wouldn't let me pick it up. Oh,
Oh, the
now it's
trash
letting me do
can?
it. Yeah, now it's letting me do it. There we
Because
go.
it's unlocked. Now it's unlocked. You just got to right click and go to toggles and then lock.
Yep, I locked it back down. No, the ship map is all set, unless you can even it out and make it line up with the squares in the game.
Oh, yeah. For real. Let's see. Um, ba. Okay, I see what we're cooking with here. It'll take a minute, so don't worry about me. I'll just,
Yep.
do my thing.
Okay, she settled down. All right. Yes, so we can go ahead and start. Let me know when you're ready, RC.
Ready.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Lava Crows, where we last left off. We did make a pit stop, which the captain didn't want to do, but the Spelljammer misunderstood. But it worked out for better in the end because turns out an old Dragonrot cold bowl kind of recognized what the ship was. Uh, with a bit of help, they were able to fix the ship. Well, that or blow it up, but it turned out to be fixed because I'm a benevolent god. And they also gained a couple more people to the crew. A navigator who will be reporting back to hopefully find a decent place for all the animals that have been designed and will be traveling in the Exodus, and well, cook, a wise old cook who has traveled a bit and knows a few things. Also, all the kobolds are going to find lots of fun little places to cubby into because they now have tunnels and little warrens that they can settle in instead of trying to take up the cargo deck. That being said, your passenger is going to remain in the lower cargo deck because it's more what they're used to. Or you can move the chair if you need to, obviously.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it should line up with the grid now.
Awesome. All right, if you want to fiddle with that and transmute whatever's on the table over to there, because now we have a ship map, a permanent ship map.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like the new ship map is a little bit smaller than the old one.
You know,
It's a bit it's a bit
it's
of an
all
optical
relative.
illusion. Yeah, in terms of number of squares, it is equal, but the squares on here are a little bigger, I think. Yeah, I shrunk your characters on this table or on the ship map because the squares are slightly smaller, but they
Okay.
still all line up correctly. Oh yes, and Cassie got to see what was rescued from the Black Vault. It appears to be an older version of them, and then they and Kitlak proceeded to nearly kill them.
You know, potato potato.
So they're currently in a medical stasis, which is unusual for a construct, but it is in there. Genevieve was able to figure out that this medical tube is uh, keeping basically the soul attached to the machine. If they open it for too long, that soul is gone and that construct will be dead. Or at least until it's reanimated, but then it won't have a soul, it'll just be a construct. Right now, there's still someone in there. Someone from Cassie's past.
I just want to say that mostly dead is still slightly alive.
I suppose the ethical thing to do would be to commune with the soul somehow and find out if they even want to be in a construct body. But we're
Yeah, but since when are we
smugglers.
ethical?
We're smugglers. We're not ethical.
So, with that prepaid assistance completed, yeah, are you going to launch off from the Roaring Hollow or from the Ledgestone?
I don't suppose we can kick the owl off before we go, can we?
They are part of your crew now. They are navigator. That is your navigator. And also part and partial of the help that you received just now.
Let's be real here though. Like Kitlak knows from his experience on a smuggling vessel that you always want to have somebody that the crew can like unanimously agree is awful. And I think that might be the owl for us.
I mean,
It's
better the owl
unifying, you know?
than the Spelljammer, you know? You don't want Shay to be the one that everyone unifies against.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry, who?
The owl. The
Who?
spowl? The spowl.
Who?
The spowl. I'm gonna keep on going with this.
It's just gonna be an 2 hour stream of who? Spowl.
Spowl?
Who? Spowl. Who? Spowl.
And rocks fall, everyone dies.
Whee! Let's do it.
Look,
Anywho.
if we're in outer space, they're not just rocks, they're asteroids or
Oh
meteors.
no, there's sprocks.
That too.
I am going to throw a beholder at you.
Scientifically speaking, if they're in space, they're still asteroids. They don't become meteors until they enter into atmosphere.
I mean,
I thought they didn't
technically,
become
all of them
meteors
have
until you
atmosphere.
you cooked them up a little bit, got a little bit of meat on them.
I mean, in D&D, they always have atmosphere, technically, unless they're, like, coin-sized. So how does that change the terminology, I wonder?
I don't know. And wild space is not the same as outer space, so it's all a little wonky.
Wibbly wobbly,
Yep.
timey wimey.
Oh no, we ain't got to the
Exactly.
timey-wimey yet. Anywho, yeah, so Kitlak, you need to decide where to launch. Are you just launching from here, or are you gonna actually use the Ledgestone to try and get out
I
of wild
thought
space
here
fast?
was the better call on account of Ledgestone perhaps being, contentious with people who don't want to kill us.
Kill, capture, same thing.
Yeah, more or less.
All right, well, give Shay your instructions. You're the captain.
Shay, prepare to launch the vessel off of the what is it where we're at, the Roaring Hollow?
Roaring Hollow,
Yep.
yeah.
Off of the Roaring Hollow.
Shay, you have a little captain's chair now as a Spelljammer.
Shay will launch the vessel.
All right, you go out and you launch the vessel. And you enter wild space.
Heck yeah.
The wild space around the asteroid is a little weird. It should be, 10 times the distance of the asteroid before you reach the edge of wild space and into the astral sea. It's actually only about the width of the asteroid, maybe twice it, before you reach that borderline between the astral sea and the wild space of Soulfall. It's weird. Just another bit of weirdness, and probably explains why your mother's a little obsessed with it. You can reach it in about 2 days. Does anyone want to do anything in those 2 days?
Genevieve will still be working with Cassie, just kind of trying to work out how she functions ish in a sense. To
You do
see,
have to lower the sails, you realize, for wild space. Sorry, I should have mentioned that.
Okay. I imagine we do then.
Yep. It's a little backwards. You lower
Yeah,
them in wild space unless you're fighting, but then you raise them again for the astral sea, which you're
Weird.
going impossible sea speeds and should tear everything apart. Go figure.
yeah. So Cassie is perfectly happy to assist Genevieve with that. Also in that 2-day time frame, Cassie will try to claim this section right here for herself, both for her room and her workshop.
You want your tube there as well.
Yes, if they can manage to get it there now that they no longer have the portable hole.
Kobolds are very resourceful. Give me a second. Okay, well, they lift it and they bring it over to the ladder, and then they bang it into the ladder pretty hard, and there's a bit of a spark, and they say, "Sorry, boss." But after that, they
Please
kind of
be
get it
more
working.
careful.
Yeah, they kind of get it working. And they get it up to your room where you can basically, if you want to just drill like straps to it so that it stays put in action shots, you can.
Yeah, she'll definitely make sure that it's nice and stable. She doesn't want it
And
falling over.
and actually, since the wings are now fully unfolded, does anyone want to claim anywhere else? Here are the general quarters for officers. The kobolds will, of course, take the warrens if they can.
Let's see. John, did you link a map of this at any point?
It's in the Discord.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Oh, there it is. Fantastic.
Genevieve does need a space to set up a little, I don't know, clinic, if you want to call it that, a little medical space.
Do you want that to be sick bay
Medical
for you?
bay.
Or do you want it to be
If nobody
in the rear
else,
cargo?
I mean, if nobody else wants that little space over here, I'll take it, but I didn't want to just claim it without anyone else having any say so.
Shay, I'm guessing you're going to want the regular quarters.
Sure.
You're used to hammocks. The little things that look like barrels are chests for private possessions.
Oh, cool. Cool beans. Yeah, Kitlak is where does he want to set up shop? That's a good question. Eh, I'll think of that. I'll think that over. For now, he's just gonna hang out in the hammocks as well.
I will say that officially she'll probably be in the officers' quarters. Cassie will, but I mean, when she's working, she'll probably just power herself down wherever she is.
So workshop on the right and med bay on the left.
All right, so in those 2 days, you're going to get resettled. The kobolds find new homes. Um, and you need to decide where you're going. Suka will remind you that They do know, at least have a name for where Cassie's boss came from. So if there's something wrong with the person in the tube, maybe they can fix it, or maybe they'll be worse. Who knows?
Hmm. Well, Kitlek can hold off on his revenge quest for now. Oops, I opened up Bartleby. I wondered why the text was so tiny. Uh, yeah, Kitlek can hold off on his revenge quest for now. Where does where does Suga say that we would need to go to fix this person?
Well, they have a name, but it's in basically the unexplored space. So
Hmm.
where you were headed, give me a second. Virgon, Zalani, and Lost Space are all part of a known space, but that space is cut off from the rest of the worlds
Hmm.
by the darkness, which you can see a lovely curtain in the Dragon Fighting Nebula that I've placed here. Um, Basically, there are a couple worlds known around that cluster of systems, but everything else is unexplored. A few of them
Hmm.
have been explored by Shay and their parents, because
Could you
that's what
could
they did.
you ping Virgon Zalani all that?
That would be that tight cluster there. There's
Hmm.
more than just those three worlds. There's quite a few. That would be. Hold on one second. Uh, the Vodoni cluster.
The
V O
Vodoni?
D. Yeah, VODONI.
VODONI.
There's basically 12 stars there that have been explored. Well, not explored per se, but touched upon thanks to. You'll have to roll to figure out why. Basically, the darkness is shrouding it, but all of these stars down here in the darkness, um, these are the normal spheres. This is where you'd find the Forgotten Realms, not Eldrin, Eberron, etc. It's just right now the shadow is angled in such a way that it looks like they're covered and part of negative space, but no, negative space is just uh, the barrier just makes it look like it's blanketed. And
Right
this
on.
narrow portion is basically one of the few places you can pass through between the two sections, basically.
Cool. So where is Suka directing us if we follow her direction?
If you follow her direction, uh, it appears to be somewhere up here. It could be any one of these or systems. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say spheres, it's systems. But it could be slightly off this map too. It's unknown space.
Okay.
It was called Avishawa, and it's unclear if it's
Close
a
enough.
port, a planet, or a star. Just that was a name of where she came from.
Hmm. Hmm. So it's kind of a needle in a haystack situation if we go to where Suka is having us.
True. It's not a needle in a haystack, but it is a mess because again, all the knowledge of the Vodani are is 1 to 200 years old.
Uh-huh.
Um, but yeah, you can. I mean, you're the captain. You can choose. You can talk to the crew. Shay just wants to explore and fly throughout the astral sea, I believe. And Genevieve just has to find random planets to test plants on. I believe that's all she cares about right now.
Yeah, aside from trying to help Cassie.
So basically, it would take you a very long time to get to the one pass to get through negative space. So going to the known worlds is not exactly on the table at the moment. But the rest of the universe is there for you to fly around in.
Okay. So I think Kitlak will have them set a general course to like this direction, like kind of split the difference between the two, and then we're going to course correct once we've, had time to talk it over and all that. But that's just going to be the initial mark. Um, and so Kitlak is going to give that order to Shay. Just bearing, right between Avashawa and the Vodani cluster. We're going to refine the bearing later on once we decide on where we wish to go.
There's a bit of ruffled feathers, and you should search other systems along the way.
For life, you're saying?
A habitable planet.
Mm-hmm. Now, how many stars are out here? How many spheres are there?
Ooh, unknown.
Indeed, there's
Couple
so many as
hundred.
to be unknown. Yes. So if we drop ourselves anywhere on the map, there's going to be some place around us that we can search, yes.
Ooh, unless you fall into a sargassic.
Well, let's try and avoid
Can you
doing that.
can you plot us a course that is in that general direction, but stops, or at least allows us to stop if we wanted to on certain planets?
Ooh. And they're going to flutter and fly out the door and go up to the mast to just kind of examine the approaching astral sea for a bit. And they're going to abandon you for about 20 minutes. So you can make a decision or you can wait and see what they decide.
I mean, 20 minutes, we're not going to get to a planet, so I think we could just start
True.
going there.
And they're going to eventually come back down and whoo, lots of star systems, lots of places to run into problems. You sure you're ready for this?
Have I shown him the wild space Ori?
You have not.
I think she's going to. So I got this from my mother. Does this help?
They're going to look at it and, whoo, yes. And they're going to just kind of reach out a claw and clasp it for just a minute and then let go. Whoo, when we reach a system, we will know stuff. Surprised that you have that. Whoo, not the usual stuff. But yes, I know a place, a route we can take, a few stops, replenish the air, get the stench of kobold out every now and then.
I would remind you to stop speaking poorly of our crew.
I would
What?
say stench of anyone.
What? They
Everyone's
stink.
stench.
It's a fact.
Kender
Hmm,
stink, kobolds stink, gnomes stink, everyone stinks.
owls stink.
The, yes, the air gets poisoned if we don't refresh it.
That is
Can you
fair.
survive that?
I feel like Cassie could survive that.
Ooh, probably.
Hmm.
Ooh. And they're going to roll something real quick.
Uh, you've been on Spelljammers before. You know we need to stop every now and then to
Of course, I'm just
Clear out the
saying that it
air.
could be
That's
referred
a
to more
normal thing.
diplomatically. Yes, it is. Speaking of diplomacy, I'm wondering about our objectives here. I have my own, but they are Kit does kind of like a roll of his hand, searching for the word. Selfish, self-motivated. It's not beneficiary. It's not. It doesn't benefit the crew. And I
Then let it
feel like if
go.
we're going, I'm
Just
going
let
to
it
need to.
go.
I'm going to need to attend to them sooner or later, but I think that if we're going to be doing something here, it should at least initially be something that benefits the crew.
Ooh, well, I was going to say there is rumors of an abandoned ship, but who knows what the air quality is? Ooh, so how about a moon?
Oh,
A
what?
moon.
Dial it back. What's the abandoned ship like?
Ooh, rumors is the temple ship.
How close?
It's the astral sea. Who could be a week, could be a month.
I thought you were a navigator.
Do you know all the currents? Do you understand the weaves?
No, but I kind of assumed I was talking to somebody who did.
Um, they're going to flap their wings in your general direction and puff out their chests. Who estimates of travel are always within a 7-day period.
A
I thought you.
navigator just minimizes the time. The not randomization, but the difference in time it could take.
I
In
sense things better. That doesn't mean I can make us transport there instantly.
Did you just
well,
fly around
We
in a
are not
cargo hold before?
wizards. We do not think and go.
in fairness to Kitlak, he didn't really have much experience on this side of spell jamming. He was mostly the crew, like get shit done on the ground sort of guy. Uh, so
Then
Roll
why
me
he's
your
is he
history real
captain?
quick.
well, because nobody else wanted to be, and he volunteered. Oh dang!
Roll your
Um,
history real quick.
I gotta
that's not
reload
really true.
reload the map. Okay, give me a sec. Why don't you roll for me, John?
All right, that's a 15. With your history, what is that?
Pretty okay. I think his history. Yeah, his history's a +3, so that's an 18.
All right, so with an 18, you remember that there were a lot of stops because you were part of a pirate ship. So, yeah, you
The
raided
smugglers,
ships,
smugglers, not pirates. It's a whole
you
different thing.
you acquired materials from sometimes resistant ships, sometimes empty ships. You occasionally had to fight things. But there was this one time where they said they were just going from point A to point B. It took 4 months. It was the worst 4 months of your existence. And that was with a navigator that they had hired for that one trip. Travel between
We
clusters takes time. It is a long time, and the air was foul by the time you got to your destination because this was an do not stop trip. The owl is not wrong when they say give or take 7 days minimum is on average what you're going to run into. This isn't, like they said, a wizard you think and you go. You are bringing multiple minds and people and cargo across a realm that is, in theory, just, magic and willpower. It rules get wonky and adjustments are made.
Well, fair enough. I suppose your job is to get us there, not to know the ins and outs necessarily of getting us there perfectly, yes?
Ooh, no one knows the ins and outs of the currents. It's one of the big mysteries. Ooh.
Convenient. Let us say Yeah, approximately how far away is this vessel then? Is it
Ooh,
relatively near or relatively far? Just go with that.
it is the nearest object.
Well, then let's go try it and see what it's got to hold for us.
Ooh.
Right of salvage is a powerful thing.
Um, and you don't quite know how this happens, Shay. You kind of there's a rustle of feathers, and in your mind, you kind of get an inkling of where to point the ship and where to go. You're not quite sure how there was a psychic communication, but there it was. It's strange. Tastes a little like mice. You didn't know thoughts could taste like mice.
Well,
If
she
Shay
in
barfs
that
up an
direction.
owl pellet, I'm going to be very surprised and also incensed.
When you reach the edge of wild space to the astral sea, um, how much of the history of the barrier between wild space and the astral do you know, Shay?
I assume her mother would have talked about it, and probably her father knows too. So I assume
Well,
she knows somewhat.
they would know the current situation. Would they have told you the history and the rumors and the stories, or just the normal?
Um,
Just how
there
to
there would there
navigate?
would there would have been some history, probably not extensive, but
All right. You see what your parents used to call the meandering miasma. It was rumored long ago that there was a shell between wild space and the astral sea, but that vanished. And, that makes no logical sense. Why would there be a hard surface between two easily traversable realms? But you can see sort of a reddish haze. It's in a spherical form if you look back at it. It gives the illusion of a star. It's not a bumpy road, but wild space is cold and the astral sea is warm. Traversing through this field is always like shifting from a cold space to a tropical realm, just for about a minute, and then you're into the astral sea where it starts cooling off again to a more moderate temperature. Uh, Whenever you traverse it, piloting, you remember getting a shiver down your spine. Just in because there is something weird about this. Um, but you do see it. The miasma is there. You traverse it. The ship glides smoothly through, and you get that shiver down your spine. It's a little worse now, almost as if you're aware of this, of how powerful this is. When before I was a kid, it was sort of a oh, tingles. And then you are in the astral sea. It is silvery, there are waves, and it just seems to stretch for infinity. Although, if you look behind you and to the right, you can see the negative space, the barrier that is kind of obscuring the known worlds. One of those was your homeworld once upon a time, or at least the homeworld of your parents.
meh.
You know the direction of a potentially abandoned ship. Do you go
Yeah, I
there?
said she's going there. Yeah.
All right. You unfurl the sails. It's kind of like stretching your muscles to remember how to do this. You settle in the chair and you prepare for a full spell jamming speed. Your parents love stories. It's said that previously spell jamming speeds were faster, there was more complexity to it. No, not so much. And to be fair, they didn't experience that either. They were just stories, silly stories. Probably from the early days of trying to figure out how to fly in the astral sea. Uh, you happen, perchance, to find a current that is going with you. And how would you like to activate the spell jamming speed? Do you have a word? Do you will it? Are you a cue and snap your fingers? What do you do?
No, she would just will it in her mind.
And to the rest of you, you feel just a brief second of acceleration. And if you look out any of the port windows, you see the astral sea just seeming to flash by in impossible speeds. A lot of the kobolds, especially well, the children at least, are glued to looking outside because they've never seen this before.
I don't necessarily want to role play it, but I think Kitlak would find the Dragon Rock Kobold bartender and offer to share a drink while watching Wild Space go by.
He has spent the time sort of reorganizing the kitchen. Um, and yes, he does have the stash of alcohol there. And he will definitely, yeah, split it with you and just hum a bit and. Oh, the memories. You know, my fondest were not on the sea. They were in service a long time ago until it all went wrong.
Well,
And he takes a big drink.
that's the funny thing about memories. We're always making them, and there's plenty more to be had, I would think, in this lifetime. And Kidlak's also going to take a big drink. Glad to have
they
you
said
aboard.
they said that these ships, for as reliable as they were, always shook because the wings weren't steady, weren't firm, were made of leather and bone and sticks and fur. But this, if they made them like this is very smooth.
Honestly, if they made them of leather and bone, I think that would be pretty dang cool. It would have a certain panache to it, you know. We're flying a giant corpse around, but no, this is probably much better. Gilak says, is kind of looking around and observing.
Having flown in some other vessels, including once as a prisoner of the elves, wood is a good, sturdy thing. You don't really want anything less. Things penetrate a little too easily.
Heard. And Kitlak is just going to more or less just take sips and watch in relative silence. If he's going to say anything, then Kitlak will respond. But Kitlak is literally and metaphorically just drinking it in right now.
He is drinking in something in the mind's eye. He's thinking of something, but he's going to remain silent while he pours himself a second drink. I mean, technically, paper is made of wood, so by one property, you are traveling in a ship of paper, I think.
Okay, well, if we find a ship made of scissors, we're going to have to run. But if a ship's made of rock, we're going to mess that sucker up.
Tessa, meanwhile, is just kind of scurrying around. She's checking out the wings. She's in your bay occasionally, Cassie, just looking over what what are you designing exactly? Are you designing anything, or are you just trying to figure out the tube, or?
I think at the moment, Cassie would be working on the second helm.
All right. Go ahead and she will if you allow her. She will poke her nose into that with you. And you can roll your artificer's tools with advantage.
Yep, Cassie will allow that. Let's see. That is 19. Oh, sorry. No, 22.
22.
Yep, that's
Let's see.
proficiency, int, and the roll, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so 22.
So with her help, you're actually able to figure out how to get some of these systems up and running again. Roll me your insight and your perception.
All right, I will roll in that order.
And she's going to roll investigation.
Insight is 12. And perception is 17.
Insight, this, again, it didn't seem very damaged. Uh, it seems as you work on this and work on the repairs, it seems more and more like a puzzle than an actual damaged helm of some sort. With perception, you got a 17, you said?
Yep, 17.
It felt a bit more like you felt this before last time too. Like there was something kind of setting off your internal alarms. Now you realize that something is. It's those internal alarms from your base instincts, like something's watching you.
Well, that's uncomfortable. I'm not sure that'll really change what she's doing right now. Except she'll be keeping an eye out for any other causes for alarm.
You think with a couple more, you might be able to by the end of this passage of time, you might be able to get it fixed. Uh, Tessa kind of loses interest after that first, after you get the initial things done. She's going to go back to just kind of looking around and, you know, you might you might need a table in here for some design plans.
Oh, certainly, that is on my list of things to do. Can't have a
Next
proper
stop.
workshop without a table.
Next stop, definitely. And she's just gonna look over the tube and go, yeah, yeah, that's trouble.
Cassie will just shrug.
Um, Shay, what are you gonna do on your downtime? Because Tessa will have to take over. After all, this is going to be weeks of travel. Would you like to do anything during your downtime during travel?
Um, I guess she'd ask if Cassie needed any help. Um, oh, Cassie, I don't think she has anything she wants to do in particular.
Well, if you think there's anything you can do that can help me, I'm happy for that help.
What's Cassie? Cassie's working on the other helm.
Correct.
Yeah, she'd want to know how the ins and outs of that stuff work. She's trained in Arcana, so she could potentially help. Or and maybe also research her own helm to see if she could increase its potential, like maybe allow her to fly longer.
Flight time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that would be tricky because it's basically drawing upon your magical reserves. When you stop, The reason you need to take a break is if you continue past a certain point, your spell slots start getting depleted, basically, in meta terms. Um, the new Spelljammer designs are supposed to prevent spell slots from being expended while flying unless you push things.
Then I guess she'll try to uncover any other experimental things that her helm might have.
Roll me an investigation. I don't think you have Tinker's tools.
Well, she's doing this with Cassie, so she might not, but Cassie would.
Okay, so are you working on the broken one or on yours?
Yes. It's kind of like a comparison type thing. So we're working on the broken one, I guess, mainly. And then Shay is trying to see like what the differences are and how she can kind of, figure out based on those differences what uh, extra experimental stuff there might be in there.
Okay, for Malkel, they can roll either investigation or arcana or their artificer's tools. But for you, I'd like you to roll your investigation, I think, for the compare and contrast.
Does Shay have any tool proficiencies?
Cartographer, navigators, and thieves tools.
Yeah, that's not going to help you
Yeah.
on the helm. So go ahead and make another roll, Malkel. You have advantage.
So, just so you're aware, Cassie is working on the non-functional helm to help Shay out. If Shay wants Cassie to divert her attention elsewhere, then that's fine. Just need to let Cassie know what you want to do.
I think the main thing is to get the second one up and functional first, and then we can worry about the other.
All right, so she's just gonna help you out for this one thing, and then if you need assistance further on down the line, let her know. All right, this is a Tinker's Tools check with advantage.
Okay,
That's what you were saying, right? I'm verifying.
correct, correct.
Not great. 14.
14. You don't really learn anything new even glancing at Shay's completed mobile helm. Uh, you do fix another subsystem. Roll me your insight.
Jeez, not another one of these days. That is a 5.
There is something pinging at the back of your mind, just another little itch. It's not like the you're being watched itch, it's something else. You don't know what, it's on the tip of your tongue. The problem is your mind is also slightly focused on that canister and calculating what to do next on that. And it's just not there. Um,
I know that feeling all too well. Yay, ADHD.
Problems, Cassie?
No, no problems. Just normal stuff, it would seem.
Well, we've been through a lot. Maybe we just need some more time.
Yes, that's exactly it. Just need a little bit more time. Things can't be completed immediately as much as I would like to.
This whole adventure we're on it's gonna be a marathon. It's not gonna be a sprint.
Yeah, I just have so much to work on right now. It's gonna take a while.
All right, and Genevieve, what are you doing for these weeks?
Um, Genevieve will um, obviously continue to try and work with Cassie. She's also going to be holding clinic hours in case anybody's ill or needs anything medicine wise. She'll be getting her little station set up. And then she'll probably be doing some reading through those books she definitely maybe didn't steal from Shay's dad's house.
Okay. Give me 1 second here. I don't have your character sheets up.
I guess
What
she'd
are you proficient in?
um, bird pipes and an herbalism kit, a bunch of smashy weapons and pokey weapons. That's it.
Okay. All right. Uh, how good is your memorization? You have a pretty high intelligence, as I recall, right?
Yeah, an 18 intelligence.
Okay. Um, there are a lot of fascinating plants in existence. They have come across a few odd ones in their travel through space. Uh, Basically, when you run into an unknown plant, you will not have disadvantage to roll and try and figure out what it is.
Cool.
In some ways, you do kind of wish Shay's dad came with you because he's obviously a very observant and very studious botanist, xenobotanist. Um, it's a good thing he wrote so much down, really. He's probably going to wonder where the hell they are, but it's being put to good use.
I mean,
Where have you set up there?
it was hidden on a lower shelf, so I highly doubt that he's even gonna realize that it's missing.
He's a kender. That's normal height for him.
But it's his house.
Um, Ashundo is actually going to come up and visit you, Genevieve. He's no longer wearing the breathing apparatus. He's now once again covered in clothes and eyes and face covered in shadows. And I hear you have teas.
I do. Are you looking for something in particular?
Something mucus creating.
I think I can work something out. Are you trying to stay focused, or is it just the mucus that you're after?
A little dry. Need to stimulate old cells, get them producing again.
I see. Well, give me a moment. I'll see what I can whip up with what I've got in here. She'll go into the rather nice chest of herbs that she picked up at the Crimson Plateau.
And yeah, there is a mixture you can probably figure out. You're also a druid. Um, how gross a druid are you?
I mean, she lived in the woods. She was an eco-terrorist. I highly doubt that she was very
Are
posh.
you a druid that might add her own ingredients, as in your own phlegm, to make things more potent, or is that not Genevieve's way?
Uh, Probably for herself. I think she'd hesitate to do it for someone else.
For a stranger, basically.
Yeah.
For the for your crewmates, for Kitlak, Shay, and well, Cassie probably wouldn't, but them you'd feel a little more comfortable doing it with.
She probably wouldn't tell them that she was doing something like that, though.
Um, Strangely enough, you actually feel completely comfortable doing it with a Shundo. It's completely unconscious. You just do it as if they're a family member. You're not sure why after the fact.
She's gonna look at him. You're not getting in my head, are you?
No, that is part of the deal, but that doesn't mean you aren't getting in mine.
I don't think I have that ability. But here's your tea. And she'll hand a thing of tea over to him. Try that, see if
It,
it works for you.
there are no fancy teacups. It's all just kind of like wooden cups for ale, and it works. And he tilts back, bends back really, and you hear, and then he sets it down and yes, thank you. Might need it again.
Oh, come see me anytime. During office hours, of course.
Of course. You had the green eggs and ham, it tastes like.
I did.
I remember the first time I had it. If you're not careful, it is addictive.
Is that would make sense. That would make sense as to why it took me a long time to really stop thinking about it. Even now, sometimes I crave it a bit.
And when you smell it, you'll crave it again. It is not a drug addiction, it is simply our palate demands it. And he's going to leave you with that.
She'll take it in stride.
And Kitlak, are you doing anything else during this trip of long travel?
I mean, I think Kitlak, again, no need to really roleplay it necessarily, but he would go around and try and just get involved with each member of the crew and, just take an interest in what they're doing and like visibly like try and like be personable, I suppose. Be approachable. Like he would learn names of every person on the crew and he would make it a methodical point to make that happen.
Roll me your charisma. Just a straight charisma roll.
Okay. Um, could Kitlag use could he use guidance?
No. If you're trying to be honest in building a relationship, you can't cheat it with magic.
Fair enough. That's pretty damn good. Kitlak is going to get straight charisma 19.
19? Yeah, you learn every kobold's name. The first time they have like a little gathering, you don't have to hear about it. You're invited in immediately. The kids
Oh yeah.
will actually crawl up to you and cuddle around your legs, and there are songs in Draconic and tales told. You hear about how the eldest lost his eye and got that scar. You hear heartbreaking tales and the funny moments while surviving in the Crimson Plateau. Uh, you are you become sort of the de facto head, no longer just a captain. They accept you as family.
Hell yeah. Kitlak's invited to the cookout. Um, Kitlak will um, kind of make a point of having a child just piggybacking him at most times. Just trying to keep the kids entertained and trying to, you know, really absorb as much of the kobold culture as he can. He feels like he's at a little bit of a disadvantage here because this is the dominant culture of the ship, and he looks like he should belong to that culture, but he doesn't. So he's going to be trying to learn as much as he can, and seems like he's pretty effective at it.
Space kobolds are not the same as planet kobolds, but you are getting a taste for it. And these are not like the culty kobolds that ran all the inns and restaurants. These are survivors. These are people who ran ships. Occasionally, the bartender joins you, and
Hmm.
his stories always seem to quiet everyone as he speaks of the kobold stories of old, of the angel ships respected by even ogres for their trade value and their trust, something that has been lost for centuries. And you can hear the hope in his voice that that will return with even just this one ship.
Hmm.
Tessa, meanwhile, kisses you once on the cheek, gives you a knife, and says, "Have fun." Then steals the two children to go work on something somewhere in the wings.
Is there a
It's not like
is
a
there any
romantic kiss. It's more like
distinguishing?
one of those French kisses, kiss on each
Yeah,
cheek.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
got that vibe. Is there any distinguishing characteristics to the knife?
As you examine it, you uh, you realize that you still had bits of that bike part, just
Hmm.
leftover components. She seems to have melded them and mixed them together. This is basically what remains the non-profitable parts of that bike frame, just made into a knife for you.
Hell yeah.
Sort of a welcome, but also yeah, you kept this even though it's junk. It probably matters to you. Here it is useful.
Kitlak is going to take out one of his generic daggers and sheathe this one in its place. He wants it to be displayed like on him a little bit more predominantly.
It is not demon steel because demon steel has a very distinctive sheen, but she has somehow created sort of like a light illusion to give it a pseudo demon steel. Like anyone who glances at it will go, ooh. Anyone who actually examines it will go, oh, illusion. Got it. Okay.
Well, it's not about whether it's real or not. It's about the sentimental value and what it represents. That's how Kitlak feels anyway.
Yep. Any of you who interact with Tessa, which would be you, Kitlak, you, Cassie, Shay, you interact, but it's mostly she comes in and just takes a seat so that you can go get some rest and
I
food.
think
I
I
don't
think
know.
there would be kind of like a little bit of overlap, so they can kind of talk about what's going on with the ship, kind of a thing.
Okay. Well, she says she's just checking out the ship, making an internal map, maybe making some, just poking around at ideas. Go ahead, and anyone who'd like me to can roll insight on what she's might be doing.
14.
Genevieve, I don't think you would interact with her too much, would you?
No, not unless she needed like medical, like got, I don't know, motion sick or
You
something.
you see her walking around every now and then with like little cuts on her hand or little burns on her cheek. They go away after a couple days. She doesn't actually seek medical attention for it. She seems quite comfortable with it. She does send the kobold kids whenever they get injured to you, but that's also like little burns or scratches, nothing too damaging. Obviously, from work they've been doing.
Yeah, and Genevieve wouldn't have any problem dealing with the kids, not with the sort of community that she would have grown up in.
Kobolds are just big lizards that you have to take care of and occasionally talk, especially when they're kids. Melkill, what did you get? Or Gold, what did you get? Sorry.
I got a 14. Malkill rolled low. I don't know what.
And was not Cassie Kitlack going to roll or not?
Roll for what? Pardon?
If you wanted to try and figure out what Tessa was working on, or trying to figure out, or you don't have to.
I mean, Kitlak isn't overly interested. Like, he kind of inherently wants to demonstrate trust to everyone here, at least so far, so he's not going to really pry. So I don't think he'd roll.
Okay, so that I'm guessing Cassie was an 8. Cassie, are you still there? Malkiel, everything okay? They're typing. We'll give them a second. Okay. Before we continue, we'll give Malkiel a moment to try and figure out what's wrong with his system. I'm going to use the restroom real quick.
The evil sorcerer Malkill.
Can you hear me?
That's weird. Don't know what happened. Um, as long as it's working now, though.
Yeah, Cypher ran to the restroom, so.
Yeah, I could hear him. I answered him like 3 times. I'm like, why is he not hearing me?
All right, Malkiel, are you back?
Yeah, can you hear me
Or,
now?
yep, we can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what happened. I answered you like 3 times and it never went through. Sorry about that.
It's all right. So, with an 8, you figure she's just kind of getting the feel for the interiors so that she can help you if you ever need to make repairs. You got something higher. Godwin, you got a
14.
14. From the discussions during handover, you get that she's not just kind of mapping internally. She's looking for ways to improve, make things a little better. She's not going to do anything without permission, of course, but she's coming up with maybe some ideas that she can present you and the captain for whenever there's enough money and enough time to do it.
Cool. Well, she'll leave her to it.
There will come a point, probably about 3 days before you reach your estimated destination, uh, where she's going to ask uh, Kitlak to join you on the bridge, Shay, to discuss something with both of you. Do you both attend?
Shay'll
Oh,
go.
Shay,
Yeah.
you're piloting. You're going to attend.
Kitlak is going to attend.
Ambushed.
All right, so you got me the Devil's Heart as the bonus. Been studying it. Um, got some options for you.
Good options.
Well, I was able to tease what it wanted to give you. It would give the ship some armor, so it'd be
Armor.
harder to hurt. hmm But in exchange, whenever the ship stopped, it would be easier to hit. Basically, gotta go fast or gonna get hurt. It wouldn't take any control or anything like that, but it would give us a bit more defense if we ever have to face anything. Um, wouldn't affect the speed. Might even make us hell resistant. Always hard to tell how powerful Devil's Heart is on that front.
Hmm. Well, my concern is ambush. Is any kind of ambush is going to be real bad news if we activate this thing. I'd personally say that in mind, I'm against it, but I am interested to hear what Shay has to say.
I mean, there's clearly going to be times when we're standing still, and sometimes that's when we're most vulnerable.
Aye, but when we're standing still gonna be vulnerable. It just makes us a little more vulnerable. But if we have armor, that might offset it. Hard to tell.
I don't know. So far in our experience, when we've been attacked, we've mostly been standing still. Kit, like you probably have you had more um, space
Tip
battle experience than I have?
I've had a fair share. Typically, when you're moving, the only thing that can really attack you is something that can catch you. It eliminates a good deal of your potential attackers right there. But I don't know. Like, take for example this salvage mission that we're on right now of our own volition. If we're sitting there salvaging a ship and we come under attack, it's if we activate this heart, it's pretty much a we have to get up and go situation. We can't say try to hide behind the wreck or any debris or any asteroid. We need to keep moving, otherwise our defense is terrible. It
Well, I
eliminates
mean,
a good deal of the tactics.
if we're behind something, then we have, that is a tactic, and so that helps. I will tell you that armor, it is hellish armor, which is insanely strong.
Hmm. Which likely means that it's insanely weak if we're in place.
Mm, if it's a good attack, yeah. Uh, People trade literal souls for this sort of deal, and all it wants is the ability to feel the speed of the ship. But if you don't like that, I can tear it apart, repurpose it, and upgrade the mangonel to a more hellish weapon.
Do like the sound of that. It's not going to try and, attack us if we displease it, will it?
Well, no, but if it's destroyed, it's destroyed.
Gilek shrugs. Well, I suppose we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. If it's destroyed, even regular, it's destroyed.
Well, with the armor, since it'll be part of the Spelljammer seat, it could, in theory, regenerate.
Hmm.
See, one involves
Wait.
surgery of the heart, and one doesn't.
Am I going to be sitting on this thing?
Probably.
The owl kind of flaps and doesn't look very happy at that thought. And well, technically, it wants to be installed in a window at the top of the seat, so you'll be sitting either right under it or behind, or well, no, it's about your height. Yeah, might be behind your head. But I mean, it'd be in a box, so you wouldn't actually touch it. Might make your seat a bit warm.
Yeah, I'm voting
Or
against
cold, one of
this.
the two.
What it just is, it's a little bit too creepy. I don't know. Perhaps it's
Maybe maybe we could come up with a counter offer, Kitlak, that maybe makes more sense for us. I don't have a specific idea. Just maybe we can think about it and come up with something.
Well, there is an experimental procedure where I don't have to install into the Spelljammer, but I can still get us the armor. It won't be better armor, it'll just defend the ship. It also, though, if the ship ever is so severely damaged that it can't be, it's only a skeleton, there won't be a ship left. It'll be dust.
Still voting for the Mangonel. I think
Uh,
that sounds like the way
these
to go.
trade-offs, I don't like these trade-offs.
It's devilish.
Yes,
It's devilish tech. It's what you get.
it
Maybe
is
we
what you
sell it.
get.
Maybe we sell it
I don't know. I like the idea of throwing hell at people. Mangonel sounds nice.
in exchange for what again?
That
Well,
one didn't
that
have an
one.
exchange.
Well, I mean, you lose the mangonel, so uh, you lose the mangonel. It does take fewer people to then fire it, but if someone screws up on firing it, they may be burned alive instantly. But
And how
that
many
happens.
kobolds are?
Well, currently the mangonel needs 5 kobolds to fire it. 2 to load, 2 to aim, 1 to fire. This would all be just one person.
Who could die?
If they screw up firing, yeah. I mean, it would invoke Hellfire every time it fired.
I kind of feel like we would need the kobolds to weigh in on that one.
Yes. Yes, that does make a certain amount of sense. Anyone who would be firing that thing, I would only take volunteers if that were the case.
Hazard pay?
I think hazard pay is adequate and reasonable. That said, if I don't have to risk anybody, I don't really want to. I
I
feel like
mean,
it
we
would
find
set.
the right market, I could absolutely sell it.
Let's stick with it for now. I mean, this is yours after all. It's not ours. I have given it to you, bequeathed it. It is yours to do with as you will. As long as it's not, plugged into the ship, that requires more consent than just yourself. But you understand that.
I, sorry.
You all right?
Yeah, swallowed wrong. I, I just, it offered you first, Shay, and it's your ship. I just wanted to give you a better idea of what the offer was. Uh, and then what other options I figured. I like experimenting with celestial, devilish, non-standard tech and integrating it. This is a huge opportunity, but it's also your ship, and yes, it's your crew. I'm certainly not going to just install something that'll eat.
Eat what?
I think John got dropped. I'm seeing a little icon next to him. It says connecting. Oh.
Internet issues. Oh, I just dropped.
Yep.
Everyone just
Eat.
dropped.
Yep.
Sorry, did anyone get the
Uh,
last bit?
you said
Uh,
eat is the last thing you said.
hold on. Yeah, my internet cut out. I apologize. Hold on.
That's all right. Looks like your
It wouldn't
table
be
is
one of
still
our
up.
games without tech issues.
Oh yeah. Not on Friday this time, which is surprising.
Come on, autosave. Yes. All right, we're back up. But yeah, I mean, it's mine, and if I ever maybe build my own ship, maybe I'll hold on to it for that. But it's also, if we can improve the ship with it or sell it to get improvements, I ain't opposed to that either. I just wanted to give you a better idea of what we could do.
Well, I do appreciate your time and your effort on this. I think that we're going to have to pass for now, though.
It's all right. I just wanted to, like I said, just letting you know while I try and figure out a few other things. It's a fun little puzzle, and he's fun to poke too. They get so annoyed. All right, Shay, you need sleep, and probably something in your stomach. I'll take over flight from here.
Yeah, I need food first. Don't sleep.
All right, and you do go to bed. It's the last couple days, and you, Shay, as you're piloting, the owl, Lashuza, kind of straightens up above you. They tend to sit above you at the on the head of the chair, which means you get quite a few feathers falling on you every now and then. Um, but they straighten up, and then you also sense there is an air envelope pretty close to you.
Sorry, there's an air envelope you said?
Correct. That indicates an object of some sort or a creature.
Where in relation to the ship?
It's about. You're approaching it fast. You'll reach it in about 1 minute on the course you're at. It'll be off your right wing.
Captain, we're coming up on something. I can sense the air envelope of something off on the starboard side.
Approximately what size?
I'm not quite sure yet. Well, we need to get closer.
Bring her in cautiously, reduce speed. I need
Does
eyes. I need somebody topside.
does the Ori show anything?
Um, so hitting the air envelope automatically decelerates you to standard speed, so you're out of spell jamming. You do need your sails up to maneuver since you're in another's air envelope. Um, the orrery doesn't show anything, so you're not in a system. You're still technically on the astral sea. But there is a ship about 1,000 feet away.
Priming speed, Captain.
No.
Semaphore flags, Captain.
Perhaps is it a occupied ship? Is this about where we thought we'd find the salvage ship?
Yeah, I was in this area.
Okay.
It's a day late, but otherwise, yeah.
Can
Okay.
can Chase see better than other people
You can
or
see
not?
what the ship can see, so you can see there's a ship in the distance.
But
Okay.
no better than someone say on the deck or in the crow's nest.
Um, I mean, yeah, it's all visible there. Just a distant pinpoint. You have a better idea that it's a ship silhouette. Someone up top might need binoculars to actually see that it's a ship and not just, something there.
Bring us in close and slow. Prepare evasive maneuvers if it tries anything or if it moves of its own volition. This may be our target.
Sails down.
Sails were already down, right?
No, they're
Or
up
no.
for
Oh,
spell
yeah,
jamming
up,
speed.
right.
They also have to be up um, when you're ship to ship in the astral sea. Otherwise, you can't maneuver. The ship that you are approaching, surprisingly, is about your size. It's but it's a different configuration. Um, Shay, if you are going, are you go or not Shay? Kidlek, are you going to the? Are you going topside?
Yeah, Kitlak will go topside and try and get a closer look at this thing as it approaches.
Um, it is, like I said, a rather large ship. Um, it doesn't seem to be moving. There doesn't seem to be any sails. You're not really seeing any weapons on deck either. Uh, Roll your history, I guess, if you
Is
want to try and figure out what type of ship it is. Same with you, Shay.
are we
Gonna
more
do the thing.
mass or have more HP than it does? Can we tell that at this point?
I feel like the size of the air envelope also might tell us that initially. That's kind of what Kitlak was hoping. Um, Dirty 20.
Uh,
Nice. There you go.
so the air envelope, yes, this is a big ship. This is a ship almost as large as yours. It's slightly larger, in fact. Not in terms of wingspan, but in terms of the rest of the hull, in terms of length uh, and width without the wings. But it's also, as you look at it, there's at the back. You think it's the back of the ship? Yeah, that is a piercing ram. So that has got to be the back of the ship. Seems to have some sort of extra decks and a dome at the top. Um, with a net with
This,
a oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say, does this match with the description of a temple ship?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead.
So this is one of those old human ships, one of the very first human ships after they realized they could get to space. Temple ship is not quite the right word. They started more as protector ships, um, and then kind of evolved into temple ships as they provided healing and guardianship, and then eventually um, use that to bring more priests and clerics and demand tithes for their services. Uh, it's a barge of something. You can't remember the god's name. Shay, Nat 20, that is a barge of Ptah. That is a human ship. They, like Kitlak, they were guardian ships, they were healing ships. For a time, they were hospital ships, but eventually the human greed overtook them. All of their services cost gold, and as time went on, that gold attracted the wrong sort of attention. And even as armed as they could not defend themselves. Finding active ones is rare nowadays. They tend to stay close to their home planets and act as guardian barges once again. Sometimes directly communing with Ptah or other gods, although they aren't very happy with, being worshipped in a different god's ship. They also, when, if you're lucky, are known to hold huge treasure hoards, like ridiculous. But most of the ones out in space in the astral sea have already been found, and so it's just the wrecks. People have stripped them bare. There might be something in the hull. They leave the ship because the ship is too big. It's not worth piloting. It's not without weapons. It's not very effective, and they attract the wrong sort of attention. This one appears to have been stripped and abandoned just from at least on the surface level on the deck. It's been floating for a while. That's about it. The air is stale. You can feel it's refreshing as it intersects with your air envelope, but it's just floating there. You don't see anyone on the deck. You don't see anyone making any flags or anything like that.
I forget when we intersect and our air refreshes theirs, does that mean ours goes down?
It typically does. Like if this air was poisoned, your air quality would go down. But in this case, their air is just stale.
Okay.
and you're kind of just giving it a new current. So it's like going into a closed house and opening a window. You're the fresh air. You're going to get a little stale, but it's not like going to be dangerous or anything.
Shay's just gonna yell, "Pata!"
You know, we could put a bucket in there if you want to spit.
No, no, no. It's older the deity.
What do
Ptah
you?
is
What do?
technically the deity of all spelljammers. Of he's considered the god over of the. He is the head pantheon of all gods that traverse the astral sea. The protector of those who invented and used spelljamming. He's not worshipped very much anymore, but with a nat 20, you know that he was considered the god of spelljamming.
And so is I guess I shouldn't be asking this because Kitlak doesn't know anything.
There is a side image of it in Discord, so you can see what it looks like from the side that you're approaching from, basically.
Nice. So from the surface, it does look like it's been stripped. You said.
Yeah, you aren't seeing. You can see obvious areas for like ballista to be laid out.
Mhm.
Um, there aren't any like skeletons or crew, but you also don't see like any rope or spare wood. The only thing that's still intact, really, that might be of value is the piercing ram. And otherwise, everything else looks like it's just old and intact. You don't see
Anything
anything
good?
else really.
Anything to indicate like what happened to the crew?
That you'd have to go on the ship and find out.
Yeah, I mean, Kitlak is the captain, but it does make sense that he'd want to do this. Yeah, we do need to take a red shirt along. Shay, you're coming along.
I am.
I kid. So Kitlak is going to scramble down, Cobalt style, the stairs and go back into the command room. Well, it looks like the upper deck is stripped at least, but if I know a thing or two about smuggling and salvage, there's always something left. Shay, would you like to come aboard this vessel, or would you like to stay where you're at?
I think we should all go.
By all, you mean every kobold on this ship, or
The player
just
characters.
oh
do
yes,
we
yes,
do we have a name for our player
that's what we've
character?
The
that's what
fire
we've
crow.
called
Yes.
lava crows. Come on,
Lava
John.
crow. I'm
Shame,
sorry.
shame.
Wow.
I don't know why I keep
I
screwing
mean,
that up.
you could just say the officers too. That would work.
The officers, yeah, that works. I like that because I think like the new people that are coming on, they are also lava crows.
We are all lava crows, yes. But if you want to call the officers the player characters for some reason, I could understand what you mean.
Yeah, we should get have the officers
You know, maybe get like jackets or something that match with player characters on the back of them, and a large lava crow.
I did that for my
Yeah.
bowling league.
What, did it look good?
Well, yeah, but
I wouldn't want it to be redundant. I'll put it that way. Um, Kitlak is going to he's going to ask Shay, is there any way that you could make an announcement asking for? Well, actually, we probably want a small away team. Call the other player characters to the bridge if you could.
um officers to the bridge. Well, what's the
Helm, sure, why not?
It is a bridge, yeah. So that is Cassie, Genevieve. Tessa will join you. She's kind of an officer.
She's backup
Suka
pilot.
Suka will stick their head in and go, no, or sorry, no, no, I'm gonna go get a drink and hope you don't die. And then she's gonna fly off. Zaldi
I mean,
will join.
she knows where the officers are, so she's saying it to the officers,
Yeah, no, she
not
literally
the
stuck
other
her head
people.
in and then left. Zaldi will join, not because he considers himself, well, he does and doesn't consider himself an officer, but more he's just wants to know what's going on, and he won't know in the kitchen.
He didn't get an invite, so I would know.
Oh, you're gonna kick out the old kobold? Okay.
No, it just
No,
this.
no, he can stay.
He's not here. I didn't invite
Oh,
him.
okay, okay, fair enough.
So yeah. So what you got, boss?
Well, we're going to need an away team to scout this vessel for salvage, and we want somebody to be prepared for any kind of danger and eventualities therein. Basically, we want volunteers for what may very well be a dangerous mission.
She pulls out an axe and a screwdriver and goes, "Ready, all ready."
Well, we also need a
Uh,
pilot on the ship, so only one of
yeah,
you can come, either you or Shay.
yeah. You're gonna have to. This is why I'm here. You're gonna have to be the ready to pilot.
Did Suka attempt to leave? She was getting out of
Yes.
here.
Yeah.
Um, Kilak is going to stop her. I need a word with you real quick, Suka, before you head out.
All right, doll. What you need this time?
Oh, you always know how to butter me up. Um, so if we're going across the way to this salvage vessel, I'm going to need someone I can trust to command the ship in my absence. Is that you? Because I'm inclined to say it's you. I think that you're very, very trustworthy, and I've known you for quite some time, and you've got such a winning personality. How could nobody, stand up against you? You'll
You
charm
got
their
an
socks
owl.
right
You
off.
do know that, right?
The owl? Do you? And Kilek's going to say this within full light view of the owl. Do you think anyone
Oh yeah.
respects the owl?
Of course not. That's how you know it's a great captain. No one respects him.
That's not really how it works. It's you lead a ship by charisma and gumption alone, and that's kind of those are kind of the things that see you through to the end of the day. And Owl, do you have charisma or gumption?
I'm suffering here with all of you. So yes. I haven't been spit and cooked yet, so yes.
Kitlak is going to gesture wildly at the owl and then raise both his eyebrows at Suka. You
Look,
see my point, though.
look, I'm here for HR, the occasional advice, and to whack you over the head when you're stupid. Captaining ain't my gig. You want a captain? You got a kobold, you got an owl, you got a little insane woman who wants to take a hatchet to a ship she's never been to.
Those
You're
all sound
good.
promising. Okay, Suka. I just thought I'd offer you first because, well, seniority and all that, and you've certainly earned it.
You think I'm not going to whack anyone else as stupid?
Oh, I'm sure you will, which is part of the reason I thought to offer it to you.
I
Yep,
can't
go
whack
on.
myself.
And Kilak will let her dismiss herself, and he's going to track down the kobold later, who actually really needs a name, but
His name is Zaldi.
Zaldi.
Are you talking about the dragon rot, or are you talking about a
Yeah,
different?
yeah, Dragon Rot.
Yeah, his name is Zaldi.
All right, Legend of Zaldi.
Okay, so if you're gonna go over there, I think you got some hooks and ropes in the storage. You can just zoom over, or I suppose if you can fly, you could just fly over.
Are the rest of you game to go? Shay, obviously you don't have to if you want to stay here and, man the vessel.
What part of
And
what I've been saying means I want to stay here?
fair. I'm just the offers out there if you don't want to go. But we do need one pilot to stay. So if Shay is going, I am
Yeah,
sorry.
I'm sorry, Tessa, but you're always going to be the one that stays behind.
I wouldn't say
Okay,
always, but
Always.
it's all right. You die, I get to upgrade the ship, or tinker with it at least.
that's true. All right,
See,
away party
bonus each time.
established. Way party established. Kitlak is going to inform Zaldi in no uncertain terms that he is the backup captain in his absence. It's not even Kitlak's not even going to put it to him as an option. Just like you are literally the only one the Kobolds will respect. You're gonna have to do this, buddy.
He's the cook.
Yeah, he's also a very respected elder in the Kobold community.
Your blood pressure's low. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong voice. Your blood pressure is low. And he's gonna just stuff a piece of bread in Shay's mouth.
See, and he cares for the crew too.
He's got my respect.
All right, then shall we venture forth?
Please, I could use the break.
All right, Kitlak's going to go topside, get some ropes and grappling hooks, and attach ourselves temporarily to this sucker.
Okay. Just
Cassie
make
will assist
me.
with that.
Shay, how close did you park the ship to the barge?
Cassie, you can just fly, right?
Yeah, she can just fly.
Okay, Kitlak will not embarrass himself by attempting to throw this sucker and just hand it to Cassie
Oh,
to go
she-
over there.
She no. Cassie
No?
is absolutely going to let him do the first one.
All right, fine. Kitlak will do that then. All right, what do I got to roll, John?
That's why I was asking Shay, how close did you park to the other ship?
Probably not too close.
100 feet? 200 feet?
A couple miles.
It's a.
No,
You
we're probably like
entered
nose to nose.
1,000 feet away. That's already less than a mile.
We okay. We went from a decent amount of ways away in their airspace in a split second. So, we're probably nose to nose with it. I mean, she wouldn't have come alongside of it just for fear that there might be someone
Okay?
in there.
So your ram is up against their ram, basically. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's about, let's see, that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. You're about 50 feet away. So make me a ranged
I mean,
attack.
you could also have Tessa move the ship wherever you want.
This is also true, Captain.
1 second, we got some real life stuff happening here that people are setting off a lot of fireworks in the neighborhood, so I need to
Ooh.
go check something out. I'll be right back.
Oh dear. Hold on 1 second. I'm trying to remember how I did this before.
All right, we're good. Sorry, what was the prompt for Kitlak here?
It is just a throw, so I'm gonna say you can use Dex to throw, or if you'd like, you can use Strength Athletics.
No, Dex. Let's see. Oh dear. That is a solid 14.
With
We
a
can,
solid
we can
14, you
delete all
throw it.
this malarkey, by the way, all this stuff.
With a solid 14, well, you get it to wrap around the piercing ram at the end,
Oh, there you go.
15 feet away,
That's not too
on
bad.
something that you can't easily walk on. But yeah, that's fine. You're not sure it's actually hooked, but it's wrapped around it.
Cassie, will you do the honors?
Of course. It's a nice throw, by the way.
Cassie, would
I'm
you
going to
just
promote
add
you,
your
Tyler, because I think I
heads up?
have to unlock each of these individually otherwise.
Oh yeah, no, give it. Give it to me.
Also, I'm not sure where the writing went.
Beep. Oh no, I got rid of it because it wasn't mapping on the map anymore.
Yeah, I need a little white tile, basically.
Little
I
white
can't remember
tile.
what it was.
Beep pop boop. Custom tile. Components custom tile. Or do
I
you want it
tried
to
that.
be like
It needs to be rectangular. Yeah.
this? Ba-ba-doo da doo da doo da 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 ba da ba da. Let's
As
go
large
with
as the last ship one was.
0.1 thickness. There we go. As large as the last ship one. Oh, sure. Let me see. Let's go with 20. Boom. And let's go with 40. Boom. Does that work for you?
Perfect.
And we can, of course, do toggles lock, grid projection, and straighten it out perfectly. There we go.
How do I map on to... How do I paste in the URL? Sorry.
Oh, the image on this thing? No,
Yeah.
that's just a cube that I got out. You just said a white tile.
Oh,
I
sorry.
can't get a custom tile out for you because then I'd have to have the URL.
That's what I thought. Hold on.
If you
How
give
did I
me
do
the
this?
image, like just send it to me on Discord, I could get it for you. Actually, I don't think I could because it would go to you anyway.
That's the image.
Neato. All right. Let me go open link. Open link. And that, oh, it's a WebP. Ha ha! Yes, now that's the problem. Because we don't work with WebPs here. That is not what any God-fearing thingo would have us do. Let's see, desktop.
Hang on.
No, I got it. I got it. Don't worry about me. I got us. I've had to do this many times. And then we go to save as PNG, and we save it, and then we get rid of the thing.
That's the other one I have, but unfortunately it has no grid on it.
Oh, well, that's neat. Honestly, the no grid might be the better way to go because then we aren't like fighting with the actual grid of the thing.
Okay, go for it. Whatever works easier. Anyway, Cassie, you fly over the rope. I'm guessing you're gonna properly anchor it so that people can just cross over.
Yeah, Cassie will definitely do that.
Your deck is going to be higher up than their deck, so yeah. You can just slide down that. Hopefully you're wearing gloves. Um, Otherwise
Hey,
that's going to
John,
be an ow. Yes?
put this in a. I gotta remember how Discord does it. Yeah, copy that link without the dashes and put that in a tile, and that'll get you.
Let's see. Copy that link in the time. Without. Okay. Well, that got me a PNG.
You might need to. Oh, you could also do it on a board. I think a board is probably what you're more used to. Yeah, and then just put the link in there and it'll figure itself out.
Why does it ask me if I want to visit that site?
You're putting it in. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there you go. See? Toggles, grid projection, and then because it's a big boy, we're going to do one of these. Boom, boom. And there we go. Oh my, we should perhaps make it less of a big boy.
Or rotate it, yeah.
I don't think I'm going to be able to rotate myself out of that one. Let's see, 0, 0. I put the galaxy over to the side for us so we'd have a little more room for this mess.
Where
There
did
we
the
go.
little ship go? I think that fell off somewhere.
It probably did.
Found it.
Oh, yep, you found it. Let me see.
All right. So you are all going to grapple over. Shay, have you ever grappled before?
Sure.
So Kitlak, are you leading the way? Well, Cassie's leading the way, isn't she?
Yeah, Kitlak will be up there. If he's not the very first one, he's gonna at least try and be the second.
Cassie and, or not Cassie, Shay and Kitlak and Jenny, are you also sliding over?
Yes.
Yeah,
There's 2 of Kitlak on there now.
Oh, the one over on the right should not have moved.
Okay. We're
Those are
cloning
a different
ourselves.
size. Those are different size to fit on the squares on that map.
Got you.
That's why these are over here. They were in front of your characters, so that we had ones that fit these squares.
And here I was hoping that the ship had a nest of changelings in it.
Never know till you explore. Anyways, the three of you go ahead and make me a quick Dex acrobatics to slide down, hopefully with gloves on.
Can Genevieve zipline?
Absolutely.
Kitlak is, of course, going to use guidance. So that is a hot. That's not too bad. That's a 12. That's a 12 for Kitlak. He can do that.
All right. Shay?
16.
Hold on.
And
still
Genevieve.
rolling. Still rolling. Hold on. 13.
Surprising both of you, Shay seems to be a natural at this. The two of you succeed, but Kitlak, you kind of stumble on that dismount.
A little bit wobbly. I'm all right. Still get my space legs.
You arrive, and yes, you can see where the mangonel and the ballistae used to be. They're all gone. It is an empty deck with a great dome across the way and just an eerie silence on board. And that's where we're going to end for the day.
All right. Well, thank you, John.
Yeah, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Next week, we'll see if there's anything of value or if this has been a waste of time. For this ship, anyways. Good night.
Yep. Have a good night.